Hey, can you guys hear me? Hopefully everybody could hear me. Testing audio. 1, 2, 3. Guys hear me? Let's see. We are live. We are live. Let's pull up YouTube. Good morning, everybody. If you guys can hear me, just let me know. Hey, how's it going? Mary, how are you? Muhammad? Dylan? Good, good. Jackson, doing well, man. How you doing? What's going on? Yeah, that's why I decided to go live. I was thinking to record a video, but instead I was like, maybe it's better that we kind of all talk about it simultaneously and have some dialogues. Oh, 4 p.m. in London. Yeah, it's morning, 10 a.m. here in the US. The Central Time is where I'm at. So yeah, let's talk about it. The market is pulling back, guys. This is ridiculous. Like I literally just see my money disappearing in front of my eyes, minute by minute, and I'm not too worried about it. But the reason that the reason I decided to go live today is to kind of share my thoughts with everybody. Because look at Zomedica down 12.5% today, bottomed out at $1.58. Guys, a lot of our stock picks are going down, and it's not just our stock picks, but the overall market. Jaguar Health down 10%. I just want to talk about the ones we talked about recently. These biopharmaceutical companies. NMTR, $1.25. So, guys, there's something that everyone needs to understand and have a better grasp of. Because again, when the market pulls back, let's look at the S&P 500 index, right? You guys, if you watch my recent videos, I've been continuously talking about, look at the market trend. Pay attention closely to how stocks follow the S&P 500 overall, again, on average. Look at this dip at 10:45 a.m. The S&P 500, again, this is just Eastern time in the United States. It got to, at 10:45, it looked like, again, we're seeing that V shape. So it came down to 3757 at 10:45 exactly. Let's look at NMTR, right? Or let's do Zomedica. At around 10:40 a.m. Almost the exact same thing, because this is what happens with the stock market. You see very similar trends across most stocks that are being traded with typical volume. So regardless, the reason I'm sharing all this and the reason I'm showing you guys what's going on is that what we have to understand is, okay, Zomedica is following the trend of the S&P 500, right? Not always, not to the bone, but again, approximately, just about. So if we look at, again, I always remind everyone, zoom out for a second. Don't focus so much on the losses that we're seeing the last 5 days. Look at Zomedica in the last 5 days, right? We were at 224, pulled back 28%. Just in 5 days, 30% of gains wiped just like that. If we look at the 1 month, 270, pulled back 40.7% from its all-time high. Again, these are approximate numbers because I am using Google. But guys, when we see these numbers, yes, it freaks us out. Yes, it scares us. Like, I am totally with you. But as people who invest into these companies, we have to understand these are, again, even Zomedica, any penny stock with this kind of market cap, when $500 million gets pulled off the company, that's a lot of money coming out relative to other stocks. If you look at the S&P 500 index, or let's look at Tesla, right? I want to make sure you guys are just paying attention because look, again, we saw at 10:45 a.m. Look what happened. It had that same bounce back, and now we're seeing more of a pullback. So overall, these companies, money's being withdrawn from the stock market. People are selling their shares, creating a deficit in the market cap for all these individual companies, which in turn is making the stock price go down. I know most of you understand that very well. But regardless, what we need to understand, in addition to that, because we're seeing a pullback for people who firmly believe in these companies long term, this is why these are considered a buying opportunity. And that's why the philosophy, that's why I truly believe, that saying, the rich get richer, the poor stay poor. The big reason that is even a thing, or that's something that's just historically known, is what are people doing with a lot of money in their hands? They are buying the dip. What are people doing that are, less fortunate? The retail investor like you and I, people who don't have millions and millions and millions of dollars. And if you do, congratulations, I'm happy for you. But I'm not in that boat. But what are people doing? They see this pullback. They see these numbers, pulling back significantly. Let's just look at the 1 month chart. And guess what? We start panicking. We as people, psychologically speaking, we start panicking. We sell our shares. We lose our money. And that's not the smart thing to do. If you're in the hole in a stock and you believed in it from day one, you bought into the business, you did your own deep dive. Look at Zomedica. The true forma is launching. That's not changing at the end of the month. Unfortunately, the overall market is pulling back, creating a deficit and, a bigger deficit in more speculative plays. Because Zomedica, again, it's not a cash cow. It's a speculative play. We're assuming that true forma is going to do well upon its launch. So with the pullback, we see a lot of money being pulled away. But what are people doing with a lot of money on their hands? They're going to pounce. They're going to buy these stocks at a huge discount, while you and I lose all our money when we're panic selling. That's why I'm trying to give everyone a reminder. Yes, this is not easy to bear, right? You can't stomach a 40% loss and say, hey, hooray, this is good. No, this is terrible. I am totally with you. But we have to understand why it happens and what to do. So, guys, that's why, I make these videos, or I'm trying to just, side with the retail investor, because that's who I am. I'm a retail investor. So let's look at, I know a lot of people have been saying NIO, and a lot of the EVs got hit so hard. Look at NIO, look at XPING, EXPV. Look at XPING in just the 1 month chart. Look at this, 46% NIO, 1 month. 44% Tesla, 1 month. 33%. Are we switching? Did all of a sudden, information come out that EV companies or EV cars are not going to be a thing of the future? Absolutely not. Overall market's pulling back. More speculative plays that don't necessarily have a lot of money under their belts are pulling back more than others. That's just the reality of things. And real quick before sorry guys, I'm getting super passionate because guys, we're seeing huge pullbacks on a lot of plays that have pretty strong potential, in my opinion. But if you can give this stream a like, it's going to get it out to more people. So I would really appreciate that. Right now we're at 23 likes. So I see there's, a couple hundred people. Wow. Okay. We're doing pretty good. So if you can like the stream, it does mean a lot to me, and it does help out the channel quite a bit. So thank you so much for everyone that's tuning in. But regardless, let's get back to talking about Zomedica. So again, ticker symbol ZOM. Nothing has changed with the fundamentals of the company. The overall market's pulling back. Penny stocks are always hit the most, regardless. But historically speaking, if you look back over time, I always use the S&P 500 as my go-to, my standard, if you will. We see it happen. Look, 1 year ago, we pulled back 25%. What do you think happened to most penny stocks a year ago? Again, I don't like looking at penny stocks graphs because it's not really, if there's no news around them, we're not going to see much of a difference. But regardless, look at an MTR back in, let's see, the 1 year, 61 cents. It pulled back about 32 cents, right? It pulled back heavily just because, again, it's a penny stock. It's a speculative play. But guess what happened thereafter? It did recover. It took some time, sure, because again, we're looking for products, we're looking for things on their pipeline to actually be established and start bringing in revenues. But regardless, you invest into these companies knowing the risks that come with them. But why are you selling, or why are you worried about even selling the company when it's pulling back this hard? It's it's a no-brainer for me to, instead of worrying and selling, it's time for us to potentially buy in at a lower price. Don't let that philosophy of the rich get richer, because that's what they're doing. Nobody is selling. Fintel.io, Zomedica, Fintel.io, right? One of my favorite, institutional ownership. Guys, why are we not seeing updates about institutions selling their shares, right? Other than JP Morgan, looks like middle of February. Why are institutions, the ones with a lot more shares than you and I have, 11 million shares, 600,000 shares, etc., why aren't they selling their shares? Why aren't they panic selling? Because these are people who understand the market, they know the psychology behind it, and they have a pretty strong understanding and knowledge that ensures they don't lose money during the dip. Rather, they're buying more. That's what most companies do. Most of these hedge funds, I shouldn't say companies, most of these hedge funds. So when we see a discount, what do you do when you go to the mall? When you go buy clothes, when you go shopping, Black Friday, right? You go when there's things on sale. When you go out, I know people don't have buying power, or a lot of people have been saying, I don't have any buying power currently, so what should I do? I say, regardless of what's going on, if you don't have buying power, there's two things you could do. You can panic sell, right? You could I talked about setting trailing stop losses earlier on when we were up significantly, but at this point here, if your cost basis is above the current stock price and you don't think Trueform is going to perform well, and now you're allowing this pullback and this red market, this sea of red to get to you, by all means do what you have to do. And that's the biggest problem I think we're seeing more and more, is that a lot of people are putting money into the market that they're not willing to lose. That's why they panic sell. What does that mean, right? Nobody invests into companies. No one puts money into the market that they want to lose. Obviously, that's why I got into investing. I'm not someone that's looking to sell my shares. I'm not someone who's looking to lose money when I invest. No. But the psychology behind it. I made it in my previous video. I talked about the psychology of the willingness to lose your money. That's what I mean. When we have red days, you have the willingness to lose it, meaning you're not going to pull out when the market is red. You see the psychology behind that? It's not easy to grasp. But once we have a better understanding of that, then we realize, okay, now we're beating the game. It's a game. If we beat this game of, having this thought that, oh my goodness, I have to pull my money out. I'm going to panic sell. Look at me. I use myself as the perfect example. 2017 Bitcoin. I don't want to bring cryptocurrency up, but I just want to show you guys Bitcoin price, right? If we pull it up here and we go back, I sold all of my Bitcoin shares in 2017. I was someone who got up way at the peak. I believed in the fundamentals. I thought the company was, I thought blockchain had a future. I thought it was great. The overall market, right, for crypto, everyone that was buying, there was a huge sell-off because of all the issues and all the things that came out, speculation, because again, it was speculative. So it was hit super hard, extremely hard, and look where it bottomed out to. And look what people who are smart ended up doing. They bought the dip. They continued to average down, and guess what? They were rewarded. Look what happened. Up 1,300% from, February, it looks like December 2018. So just the past year. And again, that's the kind of psychology that you have to beat with the market. It's hard to say, it's hard to do. But again, if you're able to walk the walk in these situations, you will be rewarded massively. Again, not for financial advice. Remember that. I'm just telling you guys what I'm doing. I'm not selling a single one of my shares because I believe in these businesses long term. Sorry, I'm getting pretty riled up because I see so many people panic selling, and I don't like that. I do not like the panic selling. So I'm just trying to protect your guys' gains, and I know you are trying to protect your own gains too. So let's keep them coming. I want to talk about other speculative plays because those are the ones that are hit the hardest. But for me, I think it's the ones with the biggest opportunity. I want to talk about other speculative plays because those are this here. All right. So let's keep it going. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Diamond hands, Akil, I love it. Gotta have it. Diamond hands or buying the dip. Buying the dip. Let's see what everyone is talking about and what you guys want to see. CTRM. I know a lot of people have been mentioning this one. If you're someone who got in, look at this. It is just, again, these speculative plays are hit the hardest in the market. It got up to $1.73. Wow, okay, I had no idea it got up that high. I was someone who got in at 30 cents, got out at 30 cents. But regardless, if you're someone who believes in their overall fundamentals, again, these penny stocks, guys, are always hit the hardest on pullbacks. And they make the sharpest recoveries as well when the market decides to wake back up. That's the typical trend, the overall trend that we see with penny stocks. Whatever goes up must come down. Whatever goes down must come up. That's the theme right now. Down 60% from its all-time high. That is pretty insane. And there was a lot of fear missing out, the FOMO issues, and then a lot of panic selling. And that's what's going on overall. Right? There's so much panic in the market because this whole thing about stock prices going down, bond prices going up. But that's how it works. If stock prices are elevating, then bond prices go down. And we're awaiting stimulus talks. That's what we're looking for. We're waiting for stimulus talks. We're waiting for updates about, how more money is going to come into the market. Because if that doesn't happen, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for us to see the price of everything kind of go back up. People are asking about Senseonics. Senseonics is one that, I didn't make an exclusive video about, nor did I do a DD, but one of my friends did. And wow, Senseonics has been hit extremely hard. Like it's like today, maybe we should play The Biggest Loser. I don't know. My goodness, down 61% from its all-time high. That's insanity. Guys, that is, I'm going to probably look into buying Senseonics today because that's below the cost that I actually even bought at myself. So I'm going to look to, establish a position in Senseonics. Why not? I think it has some strong potential. I think it has not established a position, average down on my position. And that's what it is. Don't ever put all your money in at the same time, everybody. Rather, averaging down. I know it's hard to do when you're like, oh, when is the dip going to stop? When is it going to bottom up? Nobody has an answer to that. No, I don't. The big retail investors, who have a lot more influence than I do, don't. People don't have answers to these questions. But what can we do? Do our best to average down as much as possible, right? So guys, just looking at the 1 month here, down 61%. The CGM device is still gonna come out. I'm hoping that it's gonna, they're 180 and the 360, the 180 day and the 360 day, and in addition to that, 365 days, Senseonics as a company, again, I think it's going to have more FDA approvals / clearances on the way for their 180 device, which is going to bring them more revenues. So guys, look at this as it's 61% off from a month ago. This is Black Friday deals. Today's Black Friday. Treat it as that. What do you do on Black Friday? You go shopping. You go buy a new TV. You go buy yourself some new clothes, I don't know if cars are on sale on Black Friday. Regardless, this is your Black Friday. Today might be Black Friday. Treat it that way. And what I say is, I want you guys, the whole concept of doubling down. I know a lot of people have been asking me, we're in a lot of speculative plays, right? I talk about it on my channel, but my portfolio as a whole, the majority of my stock holdings are not in speculative plays. They are somewhat speculative but I should say I'm heavily invested in tech because I think tech is it's the future, right? So when I talk about tech, I want to talk about some of those stocks specifically. Tesla, TSLA. Oh my goodness, down 10% on the day. Guys, if you don't have a position in Tesla, you're getting prices. Let's see here. You're looking at, how far back are we going? This is like November 24th pricing if you want to go today. Like today, if you bought, it's as if you bought back in November 24th, 2020. That's almost 5 months ago. That's a ridiculous discount if you ask me. People are saying, oh, we had a Tesla bubble, a tech bubble, etc. Not in my opinion. I think these are buying opportunities. I'm going to keep saying that. For myself, I am looking to buy. Today, I'm hoping that I get some buying power. I keep picking up my phone. But again, I'm just looking to see if I can get some buying power, transferred to my brokerage accounts so I can average down on some of these plays. Tesla, I'm in early, but regardless, Jaguar Health, even some of these penny stocks, if you're up before, that's ridiculous to me. I don't even know how far back we're going now. $1.37. I told you guys, again, a lot of these companies, these speculative plays get hit the hardest. Wow, we are down so much. And I think, again, we're just playing The Biggest Loser. Which companies here? Let's have you guys tell me. What companies are you all buying on the dip? Right? Let me know what you guys are buying on the dip here in the comments. Let's talk about it. What is SenseBio? Zomedica to 150. Are you still in Zomedica? What's your thoughts? Lido, I am. I still hold shares of Zomedica. My trailing stop loss was hit, as I mentioned on my Zomedica videos, at 232. The majority of my shares sold because I tell everybody to set trailing stop losses. But since then I got to establish a smaller position, but I'm looking to hopefully get more in. BNGO. A lot of people are saying BNGO. Let's see how hard BNGO was hit, right? Back to our Biggest Loser game. BNGO stock. $5. Holy smokes. Yeah, we are down so much. So I bought in at BNGO at $2. I never thought we'd see $5 ever again. So obviously healthcare, biopharma, those are the ones that are getting hit the hardest because, again, they had the biggest rally leading up to this this pullback. So guys, look at this. We were up 1,800%, down 62%. So that's why, on my channel, guys, I focus a lot on what? Yes, the speculative plays, but I tell you guys about trailing stop losses. There's ways to mitigate this. And I think that's the biggest thing we're learning right now is the lessons. We are learning lessons from this pullback. And I think it was long overdue. Now, do I think we're going to recover? Absolutely. Are we going to have the same type of run up that we had, the previous 2 months, pretty much December for BNGO, for example? I don't foresee it. I think we're going to see more gradual, steady gains like the remainder of the market. But regardless, plays that are hit the hardest typically recover the quickest afterwards. So make sure you keep that in mind. Now, BNGO, that's just on sale. Their Sapphire device, their diagnostic device, is still fantastic. Nothing has changed from it. But regardless, the reason that people are panic selling is the people who bought in are the ones who bought in from fear of missing out. Institutional buy-ins happened. But guys, I'm telling you, I am so sure, not 100%, but I am so sure that we're going to see reports coming out from hedge funds that pounced on these plays, the people with the money, the big dogs, the millionaires. And remember, the theme of today's stream is the rich get richer, the poor stay poor. And so if we want to continue to be a part of that game, we're going to end up selling, right, during this panic phase. 62% drop. Again, that's bear territory for sure for these individual stocks. Keep telling me, guys, what else is everyone in? Let's see. What's everyone else investing in? OEG. What are some of the ones? Palantir, PLTR. A few people mentioned that. PLTR stock. Down 15%. My goodness. Just on the day. Black Friday, everybody. Keep that mentality. Black Friday. Down 44% from its 1 month. Was at its all-time high, just about, yeah. Yeah, Palantir hit very, very hard. And the one thing I like, so guys, I don't know if you guys use Arc Watcher, but it's something that I recommend. So Arc Invest, as you guys probably all know, Kathy Wood is the current CEO and leader of their investment fund. But regardless, with Arc Invest, they've been pouncing. I have this app, it's called Arc Watcher, that just kind of helps me see what they're buying and selling each and every day. And as of this morning, I think PLTR might have been one of the things that they bought into. But regardless, guys, keep that in mind. What are the big dogs doing while the little dogs are selling out? Zomedica at 155. I'm looking. So what we could do is we could potentially set a limit order. You can set a limit buy order if you think it's going to continue to drop down and you're not comfortable buying in yet. Let's look at the technicals, right? So I always talk about stock TA. Oh. So if we put in Zomedica here, and for anyone that's been asking me, where do I look at just basic technicals, quick glance, look at Zomedica. So it has support at 146. We're approaching the support line for 146 and then 130. So if we look back, at 155, we're approaching a pretty strong support line, which is going to be at 146. So that's where we previously saw a dip. So again, trading view. Let's pull up Zomedica. That's the wrong one. We want to do ZOM. So let's look at trading view Zomedica. Sorry, guys. There we go. So let's look at just the month of March. So let's look at the 1 month. So we see here it came down to 161. And there was, let's see if we can get down here. That's where the 146 comes from. So if you guys can see right around there, it was around the 146 range. So we have very strong support at 146. So for anyone that's looking to establish or average down on their position of Zomedica, we know we're approaching support territory. So what does that mean? There's strong support there, but can we break it? We can, because look again, we broke a couple supports. We had support at 192. The next one is 146. And again, after that, 130, 115. So we can find all these different support lines, but regardless, that's just technical analysis, right? That's only one resource for you to use in addition to what you might be using already. But unfortunately, this market pullback came at the literal worst time for this company. We know Zomedica has its true form of launch end of the month, and it's so sad to see. Guys, this was the month of momentum. The momentum month. I really thought we'd see it break $3, maybe even more. But we can't overlook, unfortunately, all the panic selling, and it's continuing. People keep selling off. And where's it going to stop? I don't know. We need news to come out. We need the positive news to reinforce our, decisions, right? Because right now people are like, oh, why did I buy? Why did I buy? This was a mistake. But again, why did you buy? Ask yourself that question repetitively over and over and over and over. Why did you buy into these companies and these stocks? Once you have that answer, then maybe it will help you determine whether or not you're going to continue holding and averaging down. If you don't have buying power, just keep holding. That's my philosophy. But again, make your own decisions because, yeah. Tesla, down 10% on the day. Big tech is getting hit hard. How's Facebook? Let's look at some of the bigger stocks, right? Facebook. FB. So if we look, some of the bigger stocks even down, just big tech getting hit left and right, down 6.2%. That was Facebook. What else should we look at? NMDM. So someone just mentioned NMDM. That's a smaller company, but regardless, just want to look at down $56.58. Holy smokes! That's literally I don't even know. We're going back to. That's insanity. We're going back to December pricing. That's again about 3 months worth of beginning of December, end of November pricing. We just wiped out pretty much 3 months of gains. Guys, I don't know. Like, if you're in that boat of panic selling, like, remind yourself, why are you doing this? Why are you selling out? I know it's not just us here on the live stream or whatever, but down 60%. These again are smaller companies, the ones that are hit the hardest. Oh my goodness. Wow. MVIS and SOS. Let's look at MVIS. That's one that Microvision. 21% on the day. Wow. Yeah, that's insanity. But again, whatever goes up must come down. So I keep mentioning that because look at the run up that it had. That is maybe more of, and a lot of people have been talking about this whole pump and dump thing. How is this a pump and dump if the overall market is pulling back, and how is every single play getting hit left and right? It's just the reality of it, right? Smaller cap companies have smaller market caps. So if the same amount of money is being pulled out of these as big corporations, big companies, it's going to reflect the heaviest on their stock price. That's why we see the run-ups so significantly. Look at Zomedica, right? We just look at the 6 month. We all bought in, initially when I mentioned it, beginning of January, around 44 to 48 cents a share, right? I think it was just right around there, say. Peaked up, went up about 5x, 6x almost. And then now we're seeing a pretty significant pullback. The common theme here is that things that, have this significant price action do pull back, but then again, guys, I truly think a recovery is going to happen and it's going to come. So, it's at $1.46. So now we know we've reached. So Zomedica is currently now at support. This is a support line. So is it going to break it? Who knows? But let's check here. So again, 146 is one of the support lines. So typically when we hit a support, it just broke support. So is it going to keep pulling back? I don't know. I'm going to look at actually setting a buy limit order real quick. Let me just pull up my phone. Zomedica. ZOM. Not much buying power, unfortunately. Not much at all. But regardless, I think it's time to pounce. So I'm going to pull up, $1.45. $1.45. So I'm going to try to see if I could buy in. $1.42. $1.42. Okay. So it looks like it's even pulling back a little more. So it broke support. The next support line's at 130, but I think it still might be able to come back up. So I'm going to try to buy Zomedica times 70 shares. 700 shares. Let's see if I could do that. Order was sent. All right. So regardless, guys, when you get these opportunities to, buy these companies on sale, again, fundamentally, nothing has changed. And I know we're worried. I am as worried as you are, right? But I'm trying to stomach that, and I'm trying to keep away from looking at my portfolio. Let's look at our 1K to 10K penny stock challenge, right? I think this is the easiest thing to continue to look at. Look at this here, guys. And I know we're going to reflect, and you're saying, holy smokes, you are down a lot of money. This is the one day. I'm down $150. This is just my 1K to 10K portfolio. Look at this. We bought in at what we thought was a dip. Down 35.95%. Like the overall market, again, we're even hurting. So can't really look back at the 1 month because the portfolio is a little higher then. But regardless, guys, if you look at the 1K to 10K challenge, down about 35%, I think is because we started at $1,000 even. Look at all of our plays right now, bleeding the heaviest. Zomedica held strong yesterday, and therefore that's why I think we're seeing more of a dip today. Senseonics down 28%, and this is probably what you're seeing when you open your portfolios too, is that right here, you have $0 of buying power. And I know how painful it is thinking, if I ever imagined that these prices would ever show up ever again, 98 cents for POAI. Guys, it's frustrating. BHTG down to $1.33. CTXR at $1.48. I don't even know. This is literally it. Like, what are you going to do right now? I'm going to sell to lose $360 on my 1K to 10K challenge. That's a no-brainer. No, I'm not going to sell. I am holding strong. You're right. It's the ideology and the psychology of diamond hands, right? And we know that, some people they do have paper hands, right? They do have the paper hands. Chamath, for example. This is something that really irritated me, and I made a video about it this morning. But again, he sold his Virgin Galactic, and it's the worst time to for news like that to come out, because look what's happened to SP or Virgin Galactic stock, down 19% on the day. Guys, Black Friday. It's Black Friday. It's Black Friday. It's Black Friday. I'm gonna keep telling myself that. And literally, we're the only ones who can talk to each other. Let me look at the comments. Let me see what everyone's saying. 142. See, now we're coming back up. Maybe it's coming back to support at 146. And from there, hopefully it's going to come back up. I'm hoping that the market wakes back up, guys, because regardless, I don't think it's not a once and for all. That's not how the market works. Nothing just goes and crashes down to zero, because how much worse can it get, right? A week ago, we've been telling ourselves, how much worse can it get? I've been telling myself that over and over and over again. But guys, again, continue to average down if you can. Continue to average down if you can. I truly say, I think the market will have some sort of recovery at some point. But again, it could happen Monday. It can happen a week from the previous week. We just need positive news to come out, positive news catalysts, especially here in the United States. Okay, so Zomedica climbing back up. Again, I'm not getting excited yet. If I see it come back to the 190s, and that's kind of where we know there's some strong support, that'll make me happy. I have so many tabs up, but let's see what everyone else is saying in the chat. Wow, we're at almost 400 people watching. Guys, thank you so much for joining the stream. For anyone that's new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. We do talk about all things stocks all the time, especially penny stocks. And I'm not someone who has paper hands whatsoever. I'm holding strong to all of these companies. So, and for anyone that is new to the stream, if you could give it a like, that's going to get it out to more people. We are massive. This is the most I've ever seen on my stream. 400 people. Wow. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. So, what other stocks do you guys want to talk about? Tesla. Yeah, I talked about Tesla quite some time earlier in the stream. We're at what are we at? 552. That's just absolutely mind-blowing. Oh, my God. That's insanity. I don't want to yell. Sorry, guys, but that's insanity. 35% drop from its all-time high. Guys, if you are someone who wanted to establish a position in Tesla, we saw strong support September to October, right? It was consolidating between 400 and 450. Then it entered the S&P 500, which caused it to kind of go up, etc., etc. Sorry, my hair is just starting to itch. Maybe it's because I'm getting kind of worked up a little bit. But regardless, guys, we are at $552 right now for Tesla stock price. You're getting in at right around, mid-November, end of November pricing. Holy smokes. Do you still believe in Elon Musk? Do you still believe in Tesla's electric vehicles? Although there's this whole talk about the shortage of blah, 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 right? People are saying the semiconductor shortage is going to cause the EV market to crash. Guys, look outside your windows. Look at the earth that we're in, and make sure to just keep realizing that, hey, although people are starting to make us, start panicking, people are making us worry more and more, we shouldn't, because especially if you're in the EV plays, right? Maybe you do have a high cost average, but averaging down is totally okay. I think it's the right thing to do personally. That's what I'm looking to do. But regardless, the environment isn't changing, right? Unless we make a change. And EVs are one solution for one of, a lot of our environmental issues and our environmental factors. So again, everyone, just always give yourself, I'm trying to calm everyone down, because we should not be worried. We should not be worried. Things are going to pounce back up. again, a lot of these companies have very strong price targets, right? We'll look at price targets in a second for some of the things that analysts are saying, right? What is Wall Street doing? These are people who are pouncing on us who are selling. Stop selling your shares, right? That's just the basic knowledge, basic information, because the market is going to recover. Anthony, thank you so much for the super chat. Love your channel and your Discord. Keep up the good work. My man, I'm trying my best. Unfortunately, again, I feel like I've been neglecting the Discord quite a bit lately, guys, just because work has been insane. So much is going on with the COVID vaccine rollout. As you guys are all, at least some of you are probably aware, I am a pharmacist, and that's why I'm so interested in pharmaceutical companies, because I truly see that there's, a gap in our healthcare continuum regarding some therapeutics, some medications. And so I'm hoping that we see more and more, interest that starts going into our healthcare sector, into genomics, those kind of areas. So again, Anthony, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. It does support the channel, helps it out. And yeah, let's keep it going. That was Anthony W. All right, what else does everyone want to talk about? Let's see, what do you guys got? This is a tough day. Cathal, guys, I am with you, man. I am totally with you. Today is literally what I call Black Friday. It's a day for us that's been the that's been the overall theme of the stream. It's literally Black Friday, everybody. This is the reddest of the red that we've seen. So let's talk about some of you guys' talk picks, because we've been focusing a lot on my CCIV. Yes, I talked about CCIV at $14, and oh my goodness. Oh my God. Don't open your portfolios. Everybody, for your own sanity, look at me right now. Please pay attention. Look at me. Make eye contact real quick. Let's make a deal right now. We are not, unless you have buying power to average down, you're not going to look at your portfolio for the rest of the day. You're going to have a great weekend, right? You're going to make sure to not worry. The market will inevitably recover like it always has in history. The only times that the market doesn't recover, or the way for us to actually start panicking, is if there's an announcement that the world is ending, right? If there was a war happening, something along those lines. That's what typically will scare people to sell. That's not panic selling. That is panic selling, but that's panic selling for a legitimate reason. But for right now, this right here, the pandemic didn't just restart and everybody is, homebound for the next year again. No. So really, don't look at your portfolios. Stop looking at it. Join the stream. Join this red party. That's what we're going to start calling it. Stop worrying so much. CCIV down 12%. Guys, these sales are amazing if you ask me. If you're someone who bought way up top, average down. Average down. Average down. I want to see what else that everyone else was talking about. Neo. Just drink. Yeah, I know a lot of people are saying just drink. Drinking, I mean, I don't drink personally, but hey, do what you got to do. Look at Zomedica. Look at that. It's coming back up, guys. Look at that. If you bought it at 142 with me when I just bought, because I was like, we just broke support, up 5%. Hey, that's respectable, right? But who knows what's going to happen in the next 30 minutes. But regardless, guys, when the market pulls back this much, I'm just glad that I'm doing this with you all here. Like, I like the fact that we have 440 people on stream right now that are also following, that are, probably having the same worries that I am, but inevitably, I know we're going to recover and we're going to do well, guys. That's going to happen. It's going to happen. Let's just be patient. But let's share this moment together, because I want us to look back at this video, right? Because anything on YouTube stays on YouTube unless I take it down, which I'm not planning to. But anything from there, we can come back and say, oh my goodness, so thankful that I did not sell on that day. That's kind of my that's my philosophy. So yeah, let's talk about, where else are we? It's been a tough day. I know. I'm reading all your guys' comments. I'm reading the messages you guys are sending, and I am totally with you. But let's look at, so we talked about Tesla. Where's JAGX at right now? $1.38. So it found some support there, and I think that is actually its support line. But regardless, I have so many tabs up. How's Neo doing? Our baby. 34.08. Down 13% on the day. Whew. Yeah, we're okay. Wow. No, it's really, I'm totally okay with it. You see ZOM hitting $5. I love animals, so I love ZOM. Cathal, I am with you, my friend. I love animals too. Animals are nice, and that's not the true reason to love Zomedica, is because you love animals. But regardless, when you are looking at certain companies and the prospects, right? I know people, there's been all kinds of news that's surrounding Trueforma. And I just want to let you guys all know, so today I sent out an email, a follow-up email to Zomedica, and I sent a phone call to, and I actually made a phone call to their headquarters because I was like, hey, I sent an email, you guys aren't responding to me. So I'm looking for some answers because I want to know information about the Trueforma itself. I want to know how much a device costs so I can compare that to some of the competitors currently in the market so we have that information readily available. Again, that's something I want to share with you all. So guys, I know a lot of people are hiding from YouTube these days, especially in the financial channels, but oh man, this is tough. Hassan, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Much love, much respect for coming on here and doing this despite all the bleeding. Not many would on a week like this. I agree. A lot of people are running away from the stock market right now. The stock market, YouTube space, all of that, it's happening. But I want to share my pain with you all, and that's why I'm being super transparent. I'm opening my 1K to 10K portfolio, showing how much I'm hurting. Visually, you guys can see. Look at that. We were at $1,000. So if you put $10,000, $100,000, $1 million, scale it up or down, depending on your kind of money. But this hurts, guys. It's not easy to look at. But look at me. I'm still smiling. Life is still good. We're going to be okay. We are going to recover. The rich stay rich. The poor get poorer. Do not let that really, affect you, right? Do not fall into the trap of people who have money buy the dips, people who panic sell because they're afraid that it's not going to recover, end up losing a lot of money. And we're going to come back to this video. I'm telling you guys right now, we're going to come back to the stream that's recorded, and we're going to see how many people did not panic sell and how you're doing on your portfolio. We'll look at it in a week, in a month, in a year. And I don't plan on stopping this YouTube journey. I'm loving every single day on this YouTube space, so I'm going to continue to make these videos for you all. So I appreciate you guys, man, and let's keep it going. Someone else mentioned, so yeah, we talked about CTRM at 68 cents a share, down 13% today. Whew. Guys, I'm actually starting to sweat because it's uncomfortable, but because I'm looking, I don't want to open my portfolio. That's our deal, right, guys? Our deal is to not open our portfolio. So GEVO stock. Oh my God, it was hit hard. Okay. So again, it's in the renewable space, guys. We know it came up to about $14.44, down 57%. I'm in GEVO. I'm in GEVO, guys. This is one of the companies that I've been holding strong, but now it's definitely below where I bought in, because I bought in, I think, somewhat high, maybe around $9 or so. So I'm down personally about 34%, but I'm not stressing, because guess what? We'll pull up S&P 500. This is my favorite thing to look at. We'll look at the 1 year, right? For anyone that's new to the stream, because we have 458 people. I keep doing this, guys. Stop with the tunnel vision and open up your overall vision. Look over time. Dips happen. And people are saying, the bubble has been burst, right? And I don't like that people are saying these things, because look at this. Yes, in 2000 we had a huge pullback, but we recovered. A huge pullback. So that's why, again, that saying that everybody keeps mentioning, do not put money into the stock market that you're not willing to lose. That's not how it should be phrased. That's poorly worded. Do not put money into the market that you're not willing to lose. But it totally makes sense. I don't invest into Zomedica, ticker symbol ZOM. I don't invest in Senseonics, because I think that these companies are going to fail and I just want to give my money to the market, make rich people richer. That's not what I'm about. I'm about buying into businesses that have long-term prospects. Not a month, not 3 months, not 6, not a year, 5 years down the line. I think that these companies are going to do very well, right? That's why I talk about them. Jaguar Health, JAGX. I never imagined where we would ever see these kind of prices. So for me, it's time to pounce. It is time to buy, right? For me. I keep saying for me because you can do what you want. If you're panic selling, I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize because, again, that's unfortunate. But if you're not, shout out to you. If you're averaging down, you're probably doing something pretty smart here. Look at this. We watched Tesla come down, minutes ago. to about, it was, I think it was 540. Look at this, now up 4%. Anything that sharply declines tends to recover, right? But again, does this mean it's time for it to, has it reached its bottom? We don't know. But again, averaging down regardless, because again, we're looking at the 1 month. And I like looking at the 1 month because I think that's probably the best gauge, because the market pretty much peaked in February. 35% decrease. Guys, it is time to pounce, family. It's time to pounce. Let's see what else you guys are mentioning here. Fuel cell, FCEL, another one that I talked about in the channel. Where are we at? $11.98. I never thought I would see it. Oh my goodness. Down 57%. That's insanity. Fuel cell? So again, these alternative energy fuel cell companies, speculative plays that have long-term prospect, hit the hardest during a pullback. That's the recurring theme. So if you got into these thinking that, hey, it's going to do well, if you're someone who bought it at the peak at $27.96, don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't be like, wow, I lost so much money. It's unrealized losses, unrealized gains that you're making in the market, unless you sell at a loss, or sell at a gain, or vice versa. So if you're looking to buy into these companies at a ridiculous discount because you believe in them long term, it's time to pounce, folks. FCEL on sale, massive sale, massive sale. CLBS, Colidrius Power Sciences. So that's one that I talked about. It's at $1.64. So CLBS, we talked about this one. I think it was right around 234. So, but regardless, peaked at 273, down about 40%. So relative to some of the other things that we saw pull back in the 60s and 70s, what is our biggest loser? Comment if you guys know which is the biggest loser from the ones we've talked about recently. But regardless, look here, at $1.65 a share. You're looking at what pricing are you buying in at? It's almost back to where it was consolidating for the last 6 months or so. Let's look at the 1 year. Give me a sec. Again, guys, I mean, $1.64. This is kind of where it's below where it was hanging out for a while. So, $95 million market cap. When people pull their money out of these small market cap plays, it hits us hard. It hits us very, very hard. And that's, so just to make sure everyone is aware with how penny stocks work, just a quick info session. Penny stocks have a small market cap. When 100 of us, or 1,000 of us, or 100,000, or 1,000,000 people put in, just a little amount of money, because again, good news comes out, regardless of how the news comes out, just news comes out about a company that helps people make the decision to buy a stock. We see exponential gains in the stock's price because it has a smaller market cap. Same thing happens though. Those same hands who bought in start panic selling because they said, oh, I bought in because again, one piece of news broke out and I'm not too sure about it. And unfortunately, that's what we're seeing as the overall trend right now. The stocks that are again more speculative are hit the hardest. But again, for all of us that are in these plays at a higher price point, we can get down on them. So let's see what Pablo says. Very sketchy how GME keeps going and CNBC just totally ignoring it. I'm starting to feel that this crash is all GME related. Just look at it. I haven't seen GME actually. Oh, maybe that's where all the volume's going. I honestly did not anticipate that I would see a positive price action for GME right now. Yeah, I mean, again, this whole meme stock thing, I don't know. Like, it's bothering me as much as it's bothering others. If you're in it, again, congrats if you made money. But yeah, AMC and GME, I know these short squeeze stocks have been talked about heavily. How's Peloton doing? How do you spell Peloton? Peloton. Again, one of these, I call them the pandemic plays. Down about 40% from its high. Big dip. But regardless, guys, with big dips come big buying opportunities and big potential in companies you believe in. Now, Peloton, do they have a strong future? I mean, I think it's a reasonable company. So, you can kind of make that decision yourself. But yeah, CTRM, where are we at now? Holding strong, 69 cents. So what's our biggest loser? Does anybody know what the biggest loser is right now from the S&P 500 at least, or big tech? How are we doing with the S&P 500? A short recovery there. What are your thoughts on Vine Therapeutics? Let's talk about Vine. That's one of the ones I've mentioned on my channel, and it's one that I'm holding strong to, although it's pulled back significantly like everything else. Vine Therapeutics, we know that they went through a reverse stock split where it was a 4-for-1. So since then, down about 50%. Again, fundamentally speaking, nothing has gone wrong about the company that would make me sell. If I found out that the CEO did something crazy, or they were just, regardless, anytime shady business occurs or shady news comes out within a company that I'm invested in, that's when I do the whole panic selling thing. But oftentimes that's when people pounce because they find out that those are false allegations, etc. That has nothing to do with Vine Therapeutics, but I'm just mentioning it out loud. Like Clover Health, for example, CLOV, right? Just like one of the other Chamath, $6.64. This is below SPAC price. Mind you guys, this was a SPAC, right? So again, peaked about $17, now it's down 60% at $6.64. Allegations have come out, negative things, negative sentiments, negative news about the company that fundamentally might break the company. This is true. But is that truly going to happen? We don't know yet. So if you're someone who has, doesn't really believe in the company, bought in for the hype, thought, Chamath, blah, blah, blah. Now Chamath, I don't want to talk about him in the stream or on my channel too much anymore until he comes out and says why he sold his Virgin Galactic. I'm not an investor of the stock, but the fact that he did that as someone that is highly influential on the internet space, Twitter, CNBC, someone that we look up to, as retail investors. He got in on the GameStop talk. Regardless, he ended up selling his shares, which was pretty disappointing if you ask me. But regardless, again, allegations, federal related, there's things to do with lawsuits against Clover Health. And because of that, that is potentially a good reason to sell. Now, has that happened with Elon and Tesla? Nope. So does that mean that we should be selling our shares when the market is pulling back? Nope, not in my opinion, because I truly see that it has some strong potential. Again, for anyone new to the stream, please give it a like. Guys, we're at 430 people watching. Thank you to every single one of you that is in here. I want to give a quick shout out to some of the people that are in the chat. So Game Clips, appreciate you, man. Clover Health, Jose, yes, we just talked about it. William Watson, thank you so much for joining the stream. Jackson Riedel, R-I-E. I think R-I-E is an E-I. Regardless, Jackson, I appreciate you. Syed, I appreciate you for joining the stream, my friend. And yeah, just wanted to... Young Mo, nice to see you, my friend, too. J Appleseed, appreciate you, my friend. What else do you want to talk about? I talked about SQ in one of my videos recently. Wowzers. Oh, my goodness. That's just... Oh, man. 28% down for Square. You're buying in right now. If you buy in, you're buying at November pricing. That's so hard to stomach. I'm looking to start a position in Square, hopefully ASAP. So again, you could do things like setting limit buy orders. Guys, we talk about it, and I want to show you quickly what I mean when I say limit buy orders. Right? I show you my 1K to 10K challenge here, but let's say today we want to buy Tesla. Right? Tesla is the stock of choice that we're looking to buy because we say, hey, it's at a good price, but I want to see it dip lower before I'm comfortable investing into it. So what you could do is you could put in this, you just go to I'm using Robinhood just because this is my 1K to 10K portfolio, but you could do a limit order, right? And what limit price do you want to buy Tesla at? I think, right now is a reasonable price. So let's say 559.00. But say you're not comfortable getting in until we see it reach a different support line. So let's go to Tesla, TSLA, here we go. The next support it has is at 571.36, 571.36. So we'll go back here and we can set a limit buy order for 572.00, a little above the next support line because it might keep pulling back till then. How many shares do you want to buy? I want to buy 10 shares of Tesla. Good for a day. or good till canceled. So it's going to keep it active for 90 days until that fulfills. So if you think the market's going to continue to pull back, set your limit buy orders and forget it. Set it and forget it. Run away. Don't look at your stocks, because again, this bloodbath is not fun to look at. You'll allow this order to execute during extended hours if you wanted to do so. Review your order. Boom. You set a limit buy order. Now you can buy it and forget it. No more needing to look back or think about it even. So that's how that works. Now, I'll close out of that and go back to our stock picks. Seeing a little bit of recovery, up a couple percent there, but regardless, what else do you guys want to talk about? Bloodbath. I'm not in HCMC, but I know there's been a lot of internet coverage over HCMC. So yeah, where are we at? Can't even look at the 1 month with this one. I know it was at 0.05, I want to say. But yeah, again, not a fan necessarily. I don't know too much about it. I know there was some allegations, things of that nature. So yeah. Let's keep it going. IMRA. I want to keep doing this whole biggest loser thing, because I think that's been kind of interesting. Pretty interesting. There's a lot of tickers that people are saying. Yikes. Apple stock, $118, really? Wow. So yeah, big tech companies are getting hit pretty dang hard. That's just a 5-day from its all-time high. I think it was at 143, was it? Yeah. Down 17%. Oops, excuse me. So we know that when things are down, that's just insane to me. 17%. Guys, that's, we're pretty much entering bear territory for a lot of these, right? Because we know a drop in 20% of a stock value is what we call, a bear market, or that's bear territory for a stock when it drops 20%. So this correction is huge for Apple. We're looking back at, you're getting in at August pricing. So for someone that's been looking to get in and you were upset about the run up, maybe it's time to think about buying in. But as you can see, going back to the 5-year, it had a 33% drop in 2018 going to January 2019, and then a nice steady recovery over the next few months, and then a little bit of a pullback, steady recovery. So we know how it goes. A little bit of pullback, pretty big bull run, pullback, recovery. Again, this is something that we're seeing across all of stocks in the S&P 500, as I keep mentioning. So right now we're seeing this little bit of a pullback. Not a little bit, a significant pullback, a big pullback. I want to be honest. But then again, hopefully to come for a recovery here soon that beats out the previous highs. So that's the big thing that we need to realize. That is Apple stock. Yeah, where are we at? What else do you guys want to talk about? Nvidia. Nvidia's a good one. Nvidia. Down significantly, 3.26%. Where was it its all-time high? 613, down 21%. Big tech getting hit hard, getting slammed. But we know, it came last year this time, 26%. I think we're seeing pretty much the same kind of dip here, 22. So it might reach just a little more of a pullback before it, wakes back up. But guys, again, buying opportunities. Right now, if you get into Nvidia, you're getting in at August pricing. When's the last time you could have bought Nvidia at 478? August 2020. That's not 2 months ago. That's not 3 months. That's, we're looking at, that's 7 months back. Yeah, 4 months in 2020, 3 months of 2021. It's not easy, folks. It's not easy. I'm getting warmed up because, yeah, I'm feeling how you guys are, but I'm not worried about it. I need to keep giving you guys this. Eyes. Is that a ticker symbol? That'd be kind of funny if it is. It is. What is this here? Why is this shooting up today? Second Sight Medical Products receives FDA approval for Argus 2's retinal prosthesis system. That's super interesting. I'm not an investor in this company, nor am I buying today, because that is an insane run up. Can it continue? Possibly. $77 million market cap. Unfortunately, this is not one that I covered on my channel. So whoever's in it, congratulations, especially in this bear market that we're in right now. This last couple weeks, we're seeing 20, 30, 40, 50, 60%, 70% drops in some stocks. Something like this is pretty cool to see, in such a poor market. So this is very interesting. Second Sight Medical Products. I'll look into this one. I'm going to look into it, but that's not the purpose of the live stream, because again, we want to talk about our biggest losers. Let's keep at it. Osman says, do you think it is a good idea to buy BTC mining stocks? Honestly, Osman, right now, with the overall pullback, that we're seeing in the stock market, I don't know if I would recommend, going into crypto mining stocks. Maybe if they pulled back significantly enough. I'm someone who talked about Mara heavily on my channel. My position sold out after a trailing stop loss was met, but it was somewhere, I think, right over here where it sold. But regardless, it might be. I mean, again, if you're someone who believes it all comes down to the decision that you make. If you believe in some of these companies and you believe in cryptocurrency, crypto as a platform, and you see these big sales, it might be time to start pouncing, right? As long as crypto does well, the mining companies are going to do well. If crypto doesn't do well, then the mining companies are going to do bad. So that's what it comes down to at the end. Jade, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. And yeah, just joined. What's the latest on Zomedica? I did buy earlier on the stream at $1.42. We're climbing back up. I'm loving it. So we bought it at $1.42. Literally, I was like, after it broke support. So we pulled up the stock TA. Let's see here, Zomedica. And I think I'm gonna do a dedicated video on Zomedica later tonight. But regardless, we broke the support at 146. But as soon as we did, we saw it climb back up. So as soon as we broke support, I bought it, and I think it was at 143. So we know that, the next resistance at 192 from here, but we're seeing it climb back up. This is, fantastic. I'm hoping it continues to do so, but up 14% since that point. So again, Zomedica is something that I'm looking to hold. Hopefully my goal is long-term. And again, how are we playing Zomedica? Zomedica. Guys, I need you to all be careful with this one, because a lot of hype is around it up until the true formal launch, right? Like anything else, look at CCIV. That's the most recent buy the rumor, sell the news type thing. So CCIV stock, as soon as that announcement was made, right, it crashed down completely. Now, yes, I understand there's an overall market pullback, but let's just look at this here. As soon as it was announced, pretty much it came down to about 52, found some support. But again, it pulled back significantly after the news was finally announced. Now, the reason I mentioned that with Zomedica is that the true forma launch, it's inevitable. We know it's going to happen, right? We're hoping there's no delays or anything. But regardless, we're hoping that it's going to do well. But people are buying in because of the launch information. This could be already priced into the stock. Yes, very true. And unfortunately, we're seeing this pullback this month. March, out of all months of the year, it had to happen the month the true form was launching. That's devastating, especially for people like you and I who are, long-term investors in Zomedica. If you are, great. If you're not, totally understandable. If you're just someone that's, trying to make one of those, penny stock plays, a get in and get out type situation. But regardless, I think with Zomedica, they're going to do well long-term, in my opinion, as long as they can get the true forma contract signed, they can get it out into vet offices, because again, I think they're innovative. Their point of care test, the fact that it works quick, this whole results in 20 minutes, and you could look and do your own research about their product. But again, this one specifically is what excites me about the company, and I think they're going to do well long term. And that's why I continue to mention it on my channel. It's because we bought in at 40 cents. I respect everyone's money and finances, and I continue to say, set your trailing stop losses, set your trailing stop losses. So if you would have set one, like myself, when I talked about it, when we saw the run up at 270, I was like, guys, this is pretty insane how quickly the stock is going up. So I'm gonna set a trailing stop loss. It was met. I still had some shares. It was like 85% of my shares ended up selling out, but now I'm looking to re-enter in. So today I bought some more at $1.42 because I knew that's, it broke a support line right around then. So technical speak as well. So yeah, Again, we're going to set trailing stop losses for Zomedica if we see it run back up, because that's a smart thing to do to ensure we save our finances and our money. Brian, I hear you out, brother. I'm reading your message here saying you lost $20,000 in the last 3 weeks. I get it. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you, my friend. And that's sometimes how the market goes. But again, remember, it's all a mind game. If you allow yourself to panic, you're going to sell. Don't open your portfolios. I know you guys have these phones that have your brokerages in them, just like I do. Do not look at your portfolios on these days, because that's all that's going to do is going to instill panic, make your stomach hurt, give you a heart attack, stroke, things that you don't want, right? Things that you don't want. So let's see what everyone else is saying in the chat here. APXT. Let's look at APXT. That's one of the plays that we're in. Okay. Looks like it's having a little bit of some. And guys, when you see this, pay attention with me, please. I need you all to pay attention real quick on the screen. When you see this, when you see this huge run up in price, 8.7%, that's when you know, and it's something that's so short term, like within minutes, you see that big buy. That means probably a big buy order came in for these stocks. The rich people, the people with millions and millions of dollars, are outplaying the retail investor. They're outplaying all of us because they're buying the dip. They realize that the bottom of APXT currently is $10. It got to $10.57 a share. That is so undervalued for Apex Technology. They're merging with AV Point, again, a Microsoft-backed cloud space cloud company. Guys, this pullback it's again, just with the overall market, it's allowing people to buy into pretty good companies, overall strong, fundamentally strong companies. So these big buy orders that we're seeing come in, that's all it is. It's they're pouncing on us who are panicking. Don't panic. Don't let the rich pounce on us, guys. Don't let yourselves get stepped on. That's not why we're doing this. That's not why we invest our money into the stock market. We're trying to beat this game, and the way to do it, it's a psychological game. You have to beat the psychological aspect of it. If you don't, the stock market might not be for you. I'm sorry to say that, but I'm siding with everyone else. But Zomedica, again, that's the big thing that we're focusing on. Today it dropped to 142, and I showed you guys, what did we do at the beginning of the stream? We went back to the previous dip that we saw, around 142, 145, right? 146, whatever. Regardless, look what happened. As soon as that was met, people had limit buy orders at that support line that caused the stock to fly right back up past, because that's where it has strong support. And that's how you have to play this game. Look at this. If you bought in at around 143, you're up 14%. If you bought 1,000 shares, 14%, you made $140 in this red day. That's very respectable. And that's how we have to play this game, folks. That's how we have to play this game. Find the support lines. Understand the technicals, right? And if you're like me, I'm going to be transparent with you guys. If you're like me and you don't know how to chart stocks, use Stock TA. This is a wonderful website that will literally do it all for you. Put in your ticker symbol ZOM, click go, come over here to the left-hand side. You can draw it out to confirm, right? But look, it tells you the resistance points, resistance. So at 192 is our next resistance for Zomedica. So again, if you're someone that's looking to set a trailing stop loss and it's approaching that area, go for it. But we have our support lines. At 146, we had a level of support. 130, we have another support line. In case you're worried about a pullback, set your limit buy orders at the support lines. And if it's satisfied, you got in at a very good price. That's where these competitive pricings come in. So I'm someone that I like transparency. I like full disclosure because I want you guys to all succeed in the market, right? And right now we're seeing a significant pullback, but it's okay. I think it's okay. What else do we have? What else do we have other people saying? CTXR. You know, a long time ago, I used to see that YouTubers would, especially the ones who would cover stocks, would only cover the ones that had like a super chat highlight. But now I see why. I never have this many people on my stream. So thank you so much for everyone that's been joining us. But it's so hard to, get to all the ticker symbols. There's a lot of tickers in here. CTRX. Again, a company that I'm a fan of. I talked about it on my channel. We all bought in at $1. I think we bought in. Let's just go back to my channel. If we put in youtube.com so we can know exactly when I bought in. Click here, your channel. videos, we could see exactly when we got in. CTRX. Here. About a week ago. Maybe approximately 2 weeks ago. So if we go back, today's the 5th. 2 weeks from today, prior would be around the 19th. I think it was that Thursday maybe we got in at 150. So right now is exactly approximately where we got in. We can go back to the 1K to 10K portfolio challenge and see what our average cost is. Our average cost is 152. So again, we're up about 3% from our initial price because again, I thought it was a fantastic opportunity. We got up to about 70%. Look at the 1 month. We went up from that price of $1.52, excuse me. We got up to, about 257. So we were up significantly, but I told everyone I'm not selling. Personally, I don't think it's time to sell because I'm long on this company. And that's what we do for companies that we're long on. We hold tight in times of trials and tribulations like here. We just continue to hold. Look at this. We're bouncing back up, folks. Where were we today? We were down 18.86%. We've recovered about 6% since then. So guys, that's what I'm talking about, the psychology behind the market. We got to have those diamond hands. That's not a joke. We got to have those diamond hands. So got to keep holding, got to keep that, that mentality of I have to beat the psychology of the market, right? And that's how we have to play it. That's really how we have to play it. Jay, I've got about 30,000 euros in Zomedica. That is a huge position, my man. Not sure whether to put another 20K in ahead of the 31st while it's so low. Got about 100K invested in my portfolio. Jay, that is a lot of money you have in one stock, man. So that's the first thing. Thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it, my friend. But the other thing you have to understand, like what is your cost average? What is your cost basis? When you say 30,000 euros in Zomedica, were you up way above the current price? Were you in much below? But regardless, if you're telling me that half of your money is in one stock, that's risky, right? Because with diversification, that's always the way to go. Now, Zomedica, my true feelings and my true assumptions is that it's going to continue to have a run up until the true formal launch, right? Because again, more and more people are going to be buying. And unfortunately, the market pulled back at the literal worst time for the company. But regardless, I think it's going to, make its way back up. But until then, again, understand there are things that you can put in place to ensure that you protect your gains. So if you're up significantly, man, and I'm talking to you, Jay, if you're up significantly from where you started with Zomedica, setting a trailing stop loss, especially if you have that much money, that's a lot more money than I could afford to invest. Like, my man, I'm happy for you. I'm guessing you're doing pretty well. But regardless, because you have so much money in, if your cost basis, if you got in when we all did at 40 cents, set your trailing stop loss. You've made a killing so far. If your cost average is above, then, you have to make the determination for yourself, right? So it's pretty tough. Average is 192. I'm in the UK, so use euro. Okay, 192. 137 euro. I see what you're saying. So 192. So, man, again, like I'm not a financial advisor by any means, so I can't tell you whether to buy or sell a stock. But right now, do I think that it's going to recover after the market decides to wake back up? Personally, I truly think so. Do I have a price target for it? If the launch goes well. So I called Zomedica, as I've mentioned, and I'm looking to get them to, give me answers regarding the pricing of the product because I need to compare it because we don't have much information about Trueforma itself other than the science behind it. So the science behind it is magnificent. I really love it. I love every aspect of it. But regardless, its technology is great and the science is great, but the price is what talks. Money talks in everything. Money talks. That's the language that people speak. That's the language that vets speak, when they want to upgrade their tools that they have and that kind of thing. So that's what we're looking at right now. So yeah, man, I'm hoping that we're going to see a recovery, right? I still have my shares holding strong. This volatility is killing me. It's hurting. That's why I'm not looking at the portfolio, but mitigate your risk. Understand at what point do you want to set a sell limit where it's like, okay, after this point, I don't feel comfortable losing any more money. Or if you're holding long term for a year, 6 years, 10, however long it might be, then it's something you can invest, put the money in, and forget about it. But regardless, until then, my friend Jay, just be careful. Watch it. Watch the stock very carefully. Watch it closely. Again, I'm pretty sure you saw it come down to 143, and since then, it's already came back up. What about almost 14%? So day to day, it might be something that has been frustrating, especially the last month when it ran up to 270. But again, you could average down if you have money to average down. It's all up to you. But look at the support lines. Don't just put money in just because, okay, I think this is a reasonable price. Look at the support lines. 146 is the next support. We saw it get there, and it found that support and came ramping back up to 160s now. So if it comes back down to that support line, and we know it's met it twice. So when we see the support being touched twice, this is just basic technical analysis. I don't know too much about it, but when we see support get hit twice, so 144 March 5th, and then 144, let's see here. Yeah, around 140, this was on what day? This is February 21st or so a few weeks ago. We know we have very strong support where that could tell you, okay, we've touched it twice. Now we know Zomedica potentially knows its bottom. It understands that at 140, people know that that's a good entry point. More people are going to be comfortable entering at 140. So keep that in the back of your mind when you're looking at Zomedica, and always invest safely, my man. Always have that. Try to beat the psychology if you can. And Jay not slowing down with the super chats. Appreciate you, man. But I was planning on selling the 31st. Where's the long-term gain coming from? So again, if the company, this is how I'm playing Zomedica. Since Zomedica is the title of the stream, how I'm playing Zomedica is that Trueforma is being launched end of Q1 2021. So that means if they have a successful product launch, right? And we look at if they have a successful product launch throughout 2021 and in the second quarter, so between April 1st all the way through April, May, and June, we know by end of June when they come out, they're going to have their financial reports come out. So if the product does well, they're going to have improved revenues. They'll beat the earnings expectations, which then finally, in turn, is going to create this buying pressure from people that's going to have more and more people coming in. So that's my ultimate plan with not Trueforma. It's pretty much Trueforma at this point, but with Zomedica. So I'm looking to continuously hold my shares. I will set a trailing stop loss, probably the third or fourth week of March, right before the Trueforma launch. Set the trailing stop loss, see if it gets satisfied because there's a huge sell-off. That's what I'm anticipating. And again, buying back in after it dips, because I think that's how it's gonna work, because that's how it works for the majority of the time. I could be wrong. Again, not a financial advisor. So instead, the stock can have a run up and maybe it's not gonna slow down after that. That could very well happen. But again, we're in a stock market. We're at times of uncertainty, and with uncertainty comes a lot of weak hands, which again, things can continue to sell off. We don't know where we're gonna be headed. But that's kind of my 2 cents. Went on a fun little tangent, but that's my 2 cents for you, Jay. And again, I appreciate your support, my friend. Hit me up on Discord. Anybody who, if you have things you want to talk about, have a dialogue, even an audio audio conversation. I do like having those too, just to get ideas from everybody. So let's keep talking about it. POAI, predictive oncology. Predictive oncology. Down to $1, so we know it. Pretty much the majority of the market kind of found potential bottom today, but up 12% after that. So down 50% on the day, down 38% on the month, or the 5-day, not even the month. We're down 51% on the month. So guys, Predictive Oncology is a company that I am super interested in, right? They are a very small micro cap, right? So the market cap, they're 36 million. Anything below, I think, $1 billion market cap is what I would consider a significantly pretty small company. Even a few $2 billion company is still pretty small. Very speculative. And so the reason I decided to invest in this company is after reading about it, I put it on my main portfolio and my 1K to 10K penny stock challenge. And this is this price point that I bought at, right? We talk about full transparency. So for the 1K to 10K, I bought in at $1.66. I'm down 35% from my initial investment. Now that's been the theme across the whole market. Totally understandable. But regardless, when I see that it has pulled back this significantly, all of these stocks, again, it's Black Friday. I think that these are fantastic buying opportunities for a lot of them. So I think, again, there's potential, but I'm holding. I'm not doing anything but holding right now, especially because I have $0 in buying power, right? That's one of the big things. And in my main portfolio right now, I just bought some Zomedica earlier at 143, 142, and that's where it's been for that. So that's POAI, holding strong, not selling, not doing anything regarding that one for right now. So Jay says, again, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I have no idea what I'm doing, to be honest. I have around 150,000 total prepared to invest. Then have a bit in crypto. I just invest where people tell me to. Jay, I think if you have that kind of money, man, you have the potential to, really start educating yourself and learning about the stock market and having an idea. I know you said you're from the UK and that's where you live, and I'm guessing you're a wealthy person. You have a lot of money that you're willing to put into the market. But with that being said, with that wealth comes, with great wealth comes great responsibility. So, with that kind of money, you can really teach yourself, with an insignificant amount, you could teach yourself how to read these charts, right? Because you said you don't know what you're doing necessarily. You can look at, how people determine whether a company is good versus bad. Because now with the money that you have, you can, there's things out there, there's courses. I don't believe in paying for courses. I think instead you can just literally go out there and look and say, hey, you can use the YouTube space, use the Discord. Jay, if you're part of the Discord, we have an education tab where you can literally teach yourself. Because with that kind of money, investing in index funds is the easiest thing to do. A lot of people with a lot of wealth put their money in index funds. The ARK index fund, for example, 2020 they had a killing, 20+% for that year. So those aren't insignificant numbers. And it's something that you can definitely start to think about doing, is putting some of your money away into index funds, but then some money into speculative plays and then big growth stocks. So again, having that diversity in your portfolio, I think is going to have lead you towards a very, very bright future, my friend. And I'm pretty excited for you because, again, just basing off your picture, you looks like you're a young dude. So again, you and I might be, the same boat there. A lot to learn, but a lot for us to kind of, gain, hopefully in the near term and long term future. Mustafa, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. They don't own the BAW tech. My concern is that competitors could use the technology to create a similar product. I'm riding the hype for sure. 2,600 shares at $199. So again, higher cost. Your cost basis isn't too bad, I don't think, when it comes to Zomedica more long term. But for the short term, again, unfortunately, guys, we are seeing the market pull back at the worst possible time for this stock. So I keep pulling up the stock price so we can keep seeing what kind of price action it's doing. And currently at 166, so up about 16% from the dip that it saw today. Pretty massive dip. But regardless, I think that we're going to see it continue to run up. Set your trailing stop loss, then leave some money in Zomedica if you are more long term on it, right? That's, I think, the biggest solution that we can kind of handle. Especially because, again, if you're not willing to lose the money that you're putting into any of these penny stocks because they're speculative, you might get, a lot of people are obviously selling. There's been a huge sell-off and the retail investors continue to sell off. So I totally agree with you. Again, they don't own their own technology. They could be bought out by a bigger company, which is it's not harmful for us, right? A lot of these speculative plays that have unique devices, unique technology, they typically will, sell their share, or they can be acquired. That is a possibility for Zomedica. Do I think they will? I don't think so. I think they're going to continue to ride the wave with their Trueforma and also some of the up and coming things that they have on their pipeline. So again, Trueforma is not the whole company. That's the big thing that I know people aren't really realizing, but we need to remember. Big things that we need to remember. So Sharif Kareem, thank you so much for the super chat, my man. You guys have really been killing it today on the stream. It's been super fun. I appreciate your attitude. Down 37,000, but not worried. My advice is not to use cash you will need soon. Good luck, guys. The market will recover, inshallah. Love it, man. I totally agree with you. And that's the big thing, is like the money you're willing to lose. That's the whole psychology behind that. I've reiterated it throughout the entire stream. But again, never invest money that you, exactly. That's so well said, Sharif. Again, my advice is not to use cash you will need soon. Again, not a financial advisor, nor Sharif. But the thing that he said there is you're willing to let that money sit and grow. You're not willing to just let it sit. I mean, you're not just gonna put it in and pull it right back out and try to go buy, a new car with it. Although that's been the case for a lot of the plays that we've been in recently. You could have just sold out and, made a killing. But again, the idea is buying into these businesses because you believe in them long term, holding strong, and seeing where your fruits. Again, we're planting seeds. Keenan Grace, one of my favorite guys to listen to. Really, he's a fantastic YouTuber. I love his energy, but he always talks about, planting your seeds. And that's what we're doing with the stock market, right? A lot of us are young, regardless of your age, right? You plant your seeds, you water your seeds over time. So that's like potentially, the equivalent, maybe averaging down, putting extra money in if you like to play. But then at some point you're going to see them, grow into trees, fruit trees, apple trees, whatever it might be. And that's when we'll start, finally seeing the benefits of them. But, droughts do happen, right? Lately, there's no rain. Rain has not been pouring on the stock market. And I know that's frustrating, but regardless, I think we're going to see it bounce back up. The rain will come. The rain will come. Look at Zomedica. This is so beautiful to see. It's just so simple. Up 18% since minutes ago. Look at that in a blink of an eye. Although we've been, so sad about seeing this huge decline. Look how beautiful it is. The beauty of the stock market, up 18% if you would have bought. So right now, I'd gladly open up my portfolio and look about at 143, and look at this, up almost 20% in minutes. That's the beauty of it, folks. That is the beauty of it. Love it, love it. All right, but it can also come down, and that'd be kind of frustrating. But let's keep riding this. Let's see where it goes. Mustafa says, I'm hoping for IDEX to buy them out after successful earnings post-launch. Their execs have connections to IDEX, so I can see them being bought out. Absolutely. And we know what happens when companies buy out smaller penny stocks that we are potentially all invested in. We only see positive things thereafter. Right? We're rewarded for that. We're rewarded for being those who are, initial investors in these smaller cap penny stocks. So if that happens to Zomedica, I'm not upset about it. I think that's a very good thing for the company, and it's going to be good for our pockets. We're going to all make a killing out of that too. So I think that would be a great move by them if, again, the true form has a successful launch and they make pretty good money into it. So Jay says, I'm also invested in HCMC, but I'm down loads on that. Bought in at 0.42, it's worth like 10. Yeah, I know. There was a lot of hype around HCMC, and I know personally, my philosophy, everybody, just so you guys are aware, is I do not put money into the stock market, the OTC market. So anything in the OTC market, you can make a lot of money on, but you could lose a lot of money too, because those are companies that have potential to literally go down to zero. Yes, that's possible for any company that's publicly traded, but with the OTC market, these are all companies that have usually their fractions of pennies, no solid fundamentals, market caps of less than, I've seen under 10 million, et cetera, et cetera. So that's really what it's about. Someone asked if they can join my Discord. Shout out to you real quick, No Saint. Let me post the link to the Discord here in the chat so you can do that. The Discord, it's free, it's public, anyone can hop in. So I'll go ahead and pin it real quick. So there's the free Discord right there, pin message. All right, so now you guys have access to the free Discord whenever you want to do that. And also, for people who are currently, okay, now I don't want to like bring this in, but for anyone that's currently trading with Robinhood, because yes, that's been the one that I been using and talking about for the 1K to 10K penny stock challenge. But regardless, if you're someone that's only using Robinhood, you could also think about maybe using other brokerages, right? Where you can trade in the pre-market and the aftermarket. I'm a big advocate of trading in both the pre-market and aftermarket, because again, oftentimes when news comes out, earnings reports, etc., that happens in the aftermarket. So you can, if something beats earnings or exceeds expectations, merger informations with SPACs, you can buy in before the stock blows up, right? Because that typically will happen in the aftermarket. So if you're someone that wants to do that, here's my link to my affiliate link to Webull. So you get 2 free stocks as soon as you sign in, and as soon as you sign up, and after that you can do what you got to do. You can deposit money, you can start trading on it. But I really like the platform a lot. So here's that one as well. There we go. So I just want to give you guys all access to that. So thank you for everyone who's been joining us on the stream. Guys, today's stream has literally been the busiest one that I've ever seen. And I appreciate every single one of you who joined us, and especially for those who, you know, decided to use the super chat feature. That really does support the channel a lot, and I hope that I can give back for anyone that's, you know, giving. So I do appreciate all of you. I'm hoping that everyone is, you know, staying safe in this market environment, these market conditions. I know it's difficult to handle, hard to stomach, but guys, I think we're going to do okay. I think over the long term, we're going to do okay. Look, everything looks like maybe it found a bottom today. This one came up a lot, 12% for Clover. House Square and Tesla, right? Some of the big boy plays. See, we pretty much saw it live. A lot of these maybe touched their bottom, and now it's coming back in this V shape. So they always talk about the V shape over and over, but again, yeah, sharp pullbacks bring up sharp recoveries. That's what we've been talking about throughout the channel. Let's see, 582, yeah, came down 546, up 6% since. And this is Tesla. This is not a micro cap company. That means hundreds of millions of dollars are coming into Tesla. That's why it's up another 6%. Fantastic. Webull is fire. William, I love it. Yeah, I totally agree. I think Webull, it's a fantastic platform. You could read charts on there. They have technical analysis. They have everything that you really, it's a one-stop shop for brokerages. I think it's great. And for everyone that's new to the stream, if you could give it a like, that does help out the stream, gets it out to more people. I don't know how the YouTube algorithm works, but apparently the more likes we get, the more spread the stream will have. So I think that's unique, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about? This Zomedica stream was super fun. I like talking about Zomedica. Again, one of my favorite stocks. Unfortunately, it got hit by, you know, fortunately and unfortunately, some hype came around it because of the whole meme thing that was going around. A lot of people were like, oh yeah, it's a penny stock, let's put money into it. And I know Reddit targeted it for a while. So we saw it run up to almost $3. It hit like $2.90. Since then it's pulled back. So yeah. And I think Webull is only for the North American region, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Sensionics. Dead side. What's up, man? Pop, what's your price target for Zomedica? I don't have a price target. So for me, I think it's all about just the trends that we're going to see with it. So let me pull up Zomedica. Let's just do it here. I think what we're going to see with Zomedica is, again, the overall trend is going to be, I'm hoping we get back to, let's go back to stock TA. You know, the big resistance is going to be here at $2.83 and $1.92. If we can break the $1.92 resistance and stay afloat, and then so the previous resistance can become, so from resistance, and pardon me there, if we can break $1.92 resistance, I think we're going to hold strong, possibly, you know, across over the $2 range, and hopefully if we can break that 283 resistance point and beat the all-time high that we saw prior to the Trueforma launching, I think from there really we could see easily $3.50, potentially even $4 for Zomedica in the short term. Now I think a massive sell-off will follow if that ever happens. So make sure you're locking your profits. For everyone that's in the live stream now, I just want to remind everybody to set trailing stop losses and how to do so. So quickly, as a quick reminder, I've done it on a couple videos so far, but just to give you guys, you know, another reminder here for Zomedica, if you want to set a trailing stop loss. So say today you bought Zomedica at 10 cents a share, and you're like, wow, I've made a 17x from my initial investment. Instead of just selling Zomedica immediately because you just want to protect your gains on it, set a stop loss order or a trailing stop loss. Personally, I prefer trailing stop losses. But yeah, trailing stop order here, and then you set a percentage. So say you're comfortable losing 10% from its high, current high, 10%. So if you set a trailing loss of 10%, and then the amount of shares that you want to sell. So the shares here are 100, so you can take 100 shares, you want to do them all at a 10% trailing stop loss, and then you go from there. You review the order, blah, 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 you go through it, and that's what it's going to be, 10% from its high. And again, when I say 10% from its high, your average cost high, not just a random high. So I'll take off this because I'm not selling Zomedica, but I just wanted to show you guys that so everyone is aware. All right, what else do we got? Jay is not slowing down, folks. We have to acknowledge Jay. Yeah, no problem, that side. Jay here says, and thank you again. I don't know what number super chat that is, but you're really killing it, man. I know you don't have a price prediction, but do you think it's realistic when people say it can reach 5 to 10 euros? So again, Jay, momentum and buying pressure goes a long way in the market, because again, we talk about how the market is controlled a lot by psychology. Now, fundamentally speaking, and realistic price targets and price predictions for Zomedica, I don't think $4 to $5 or 5 to 10. That's, in my mind, kind of mind-blowing. I don't want to be a bear. I don't want to be anything of that nature. But again, because if you're telling me $10 for Zomedica, its current market value or market cap is 1.38 billion. A lot of people and a lot of analysts are already saying that's overvalued at its current price. But again, if Trueforma does well, their revenues do well, this can very well be, a potentially, and I said on my previous video, the highest I could see it reaching, and again, the next potential year is a $9 billion market cap. So that's not a 2x, but that's rather, pretty much I think from current price, 1.5 times 6 would that be? Let me check here. Yeah, times 6. So at a very high, if Trueforma does well, and again, this is not in the short term, the long term, what I would see for this company, 1.5, about 9, so 170 times 5, like $8.50. This is USD, of course. If it reaches $8.50, like over the next 5 years, I'm not looking at it the 1 year, at the 6 months, 3 months, no, the 5 year, I would be very, very happy, because again, that means that because you have to look at the total addressable market for Zomedica, right? For pet diagnostics, and I think it was the Motley Fool Zomedica article. If you look back, I don't know if I could find it. They had a really good article, and I actually addressed it on one of my videos, and it talked about the total addressable market. This was back in January, though. So regardless, you could probably find the article out there, but it's in my videos. If you go back to, which one is it? I talk about the price target. Just gonna scroll down so I could show you, Jay. This video right here from a month ago. So Zomedica price. So let me just pull it up, actually. This is kind of weird. This is funny that I'm using my video as like a reference point. But if you forward, because I really like the way they phrased it, because they talked about the total addressable market there. This is kind of Inception, me looking at me and you guys looking at me. Whoa, that's weird. I don't know, kind of psyched out. It's kind of cool though. But regardless, look at where Zomedica was at that time, 47 cents. That's insane. Maybe I didn't address it in that video. I thought I did. I'm actually sure I did. Yes, I did. So here it is, right here. So as Motley Fool mentioned, the product is targeted at the diagnostic segment of the pet market, which is projected to grow to $2.8 billion by 2024. $2.8 billion by 2024. At the time, Zomedica's market cap was $273 million. So again, I talked about, the whole PE ratio. Here, let me just correct my screen because this probably looks insane to you. I talked about PE ratio, so price per earning ratio. Regardless, I did a whole bunch of calculations there, and I said if it reached a PE ratio of 10, right, and the share price gets to about, we said that the total addressable market is going to be 24 billion or 2.4 billion. So if it gets to about, if it takes 10% of the market share, really, and I know right now there's a lot of diagnostic companies, and I don't mean to confuse you at this moment. You can just go back and watch that video. But from that price back then to where it is now, it's approaching that territory where we could say, like, okay, now obviously it's overvalued for the time being, but if Trueforma does well, the $2 to $3 billion market cap is kind of what I had for it in the next 12 months. That was me in that video. There was some unprecedented run-up in the stock since then, and I truly do think, that's people have been doing their research, and I'm very happy because a lot of people saw a lot of gains. Those who set trailing stop losses that followed me on channel, someone messaged me, said they made $75,000 off Zomedica. I couldn't imagine making that kind of money in the stock market because I don't invest that much. But regardless, this kind of thing here is like, right now, Zomedica is priced high. It is priced high, but again, buying pressure leads a whole different, it makes things, it throws everything off with the whole basics of the market. And a lot of other influential YouTubers, not myself, I don't have a big following, as you can see, I love the fact that we've grown so much, and we are growing, 19.5 thousand subscribers, but bigger influential YouTubers have talked about Zomedica, like Chris Sane. If you follow Chris Sane, he has almost 500,000 subscribers. He talks about Zomedica as potentially being a long-term hold for him. So when I hear things like that from a man like Chris Sane, that gives me reassurance, right? So again, that's kind of my idea behind everything. And I'm going to be just holding long-term. A year from now, I hope we look back and say, wow, good thing we held on to our shares of Zomedica, because that's what I'm going to be doing. Now, Jay, coming back again with a super chat. Not slowing down, my man. On this red day, wow, I appreciate you. Wish I managed to catch it when it was at its lowest. Could be looking at it close to $1 million. Yeah, to $1 million. That's insane, man. I totally get what you mean, though. And that's the thing with the stock market is opportunities always come about. Money comes and goes. And again, as long as we just keep our eyes open for the next, I'm looking for that next Zomedica. That's what I've been in search of. So I thought, with POAI, predictive oncology, I think they have that, a 10x potential, that 2x potential in the short term. Again, that's just my thoughts on these things. So I'm hoping we see more and more flow as long as the market decides to wake back up. So yeah. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. I really am. I'm surprised that I'm still doing it. We've been on 100 minutes, it says. So give it a like if you haven't yet already. And I really do appreciate everybody's support in the channel, guys. The channel has been growing substantially, and yeah, I'm still in awe. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Every single one of you. You're all MVPs to me. What else do you guys want to talk about? So Zomedica is at 168. It's chilling around 168. Let's look at Senseonics. How are we doing with Sense? It's bounced up from its bottom. We looked at it at 204. 198 it got to. Guys, the rich stay rich, the poor stay poor. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. I think that's the better term. Look at everyone panic selling. And then guess what? These people pounce. Then they make a killing so quickly. We need to be like this. We need to be like these folks. Look at Senseonics. Just look at it. Let's see. Neo. Where are we at with Neo now? I'm guessing it's bounced back too. And NDM? Oh yeah. The entire market looks like it's having the same flow. A nice recovery there. Neo got hit hard today. Wow, still down 7.5%, but we're making a solid recovery. So that makes me happy with Neo. NIO. Who's all invested in Neo? Let me know in the comments. Who's on Neo? I'm in Neo. My cost average, I think, is $17 in my main portfolio. So it's hard to predict. But when you personally expect to upwards movement with the launch? But when Aquaman Love, this one here is called Stock TA. This is the one that I was actually introduced to recently, and I think a lot of people actually use it that don't know how to do their own technical analysis. So it's just a tool. StockTA.com, my friend. And thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate it. This one quickly just gives you, support lines and resistance points. You can look at the EMA. It'll talk about the moving averages, RSI, all the things that you kind of want to know. A quick glimpse. And the fact is, I had some people fact check it for me afterwards, and they all told me the same things. They said it seems like it checks out for the most part. So again, a tool that you can all use free of charge. StockTA.com. Not an affiliate, not anything. It's just one that I use, and I like being transparent, so you guys all know what I'm doing. And so this is how you can start figuring out what are good entry points for anyone that's been asking me. Support lines are what are good entry points. When you see it approaching support like today, 146, we know there's strong support for Zomedica. Once it broke that, I said, guys, I'm putting some money in. I bought in, and what happened after it broke that support? Let's go back to Zomedica. Look where it is now, 168. It hit the support, boom. smacked up. And that's how you can make a lot of money in the market. For anyone that's, you know, looking to day trade, day trading it's as easy as literally looking, you know, support lines, you know, trends, etc., looking at technical analysis. But you have to be someone that's patient and willing to stomach if things don't go as planned and accordingly. So again, this is just, again, based off previous patterns. They can kind of determine or think about determining what might happen in the near future moving forward with the stock. So that's what I'm using, my man. Thank you again for the super chat, Mr. Aquaman Love. Love the name. Yeah, Neo's definitely at a good deal. How do you find a support line from the stock TA website? Alamera Amira. Yeah, if you just look here again, the support lines they're literally listed on the left, support and resistance, as you can see here. So they draw them out for you. Support lines based on previous highs, and then again, resistance lines based off, you know, where sell-offs occurred. So you can see it's listed all on the left-hand side there. 146, 130, 115. So a little shortcut for anyone that wants to do a quick technical analysis on a stock. So I hope that can give you that can help you quite a bit. Predictive oncology, 108. Looks like again bounced up about 15%, like a lot of the plays that we're in. MVIS. How are we doing on MVIS? Wow, very solid, 16% as well. So I think overall we're seeing this about approximately 16% increase in price. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Where we at? Senseonics, 226. All right, everybody else. Anyone else want to say anything or excited for any buys? We should look at eyes. Uh-oh. It's the one we talked about that was up. What? Oh my goodness. Holy smokes. We just talked about this one, guys. I think it was someone brought it up on the stream, but it's being squeezed heavily. Holy smokes. I don't know what to say. It was at a $40 million came to this company so far. They did get the recent FDA approval. Wow, that's insane. Second Sight Medical Products. Yeesh. That's having one hell of a run up. Wow. Just today, between noon, what is that? 46 minutes, it's up 123%. Yeah, everyone be careful. Do not FOMO into this play. Volatility is real with this one. I see some ups and downs, but right now, you can even look at the basic technicals quick. SEYES. Oh, they haven't updated yet. The last price they have here, yeah. So a little outdated, it looks like. So that's another thing with those. But yikes, eyes is going mad. Holy smokes. Don't FOMO. Don't FOMO. That's not my intention. That's not the reason why I brought it up here. So yeah. All right, guys, any other stocks? AMC, come on, baby. How's AMC? Is it coming back up? AMC stock. Yeah. Looks like it's found its bottom, up 5%. Okay, respectable. TTCF. TTCF. I don't know that ticker symbol. Tattoo Chef. Oh, yes, I do know Tattoo Chef. It's approaching a buy point, right? I mean, I know a lot of people have been talking about this one. I think it's the vegetarian based, right? Excuse me. I literally woke up like 4 hours ago and I haven't had any water or anything, which is bad. So I'm going to probably go get some water soon. Maybe we'll think about ending the stream in a bit. But guys, thank you for everybody who tuned in today. I know this day is tough to look at, but it's nice because we're all in this together. Literally, we're all one group. We're all one family. And I think we're going to recover. We're already seeing a recovery from today's bottom, up 17-18% on a lot of our plays after that. But again, overall, we're still down. But Tattooed Chef, this is a company I haven't invested in. A lot of people that I look up to in the YouTube space have talked about it a lot. Keenan Grace, Mr. Chris Sane himself. but it's not one that I've invested the trigger. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet because I haven't done my due diligence, because I've been so focused on other stocks. So Tattooed Chef at 1866, maybe it's time to buy in. You're looking at, what kind of pricing are you at now? We are at like, excuse me, but it has some run-ups and run-downs. So it looks like it's even in 2020. Was it? This wasn't a SPAC, was it? It's looking like maybe it was a SPAC. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me. But regardless, it was about $10 a share for a while. Ran up to 28, crashed down heavily end of 2020, came back up, and now it's coming back to, it's approaching a buy zone maybe. I'm not 100% sure, so, but I'll definitely keep an eye out on it. I'll do my own research and figure out why. Eric, Zomedica reached what we call, it reached its support line twice, meaning that we have, you know, a very, very comfortable buy zone at $1.44, $1.45. We bought it on the stream ourselves. So again, we know, again, Google's not the best one, but if we go on TradingView, this is the one that we've been looking at throughout the day, but it reached it here today. We bought in live, and then back here, looks like it also is where it reached it. So whenever a stock reaches its support line multiple times, that's when we know a very good entry point has made itself clear. 140 to 143 is what I would call a very, very strong entry point for good old Zomedica, our favorite stock of for the time being. Yeah. Forecast on Monday, not panic selling. I don't know. We'll have to see how futures look after the market closes today, but I'm not selling either. I keep showing you guys my 1K to 10K portfolio. That was hit extremely hard today. Look at this. We're making a very solid recovery. 659, 742. Up almost 10% from the bottom. Guys, we're making it. I think we're going to be just fine. It's going to take time, but we're going to be just fine. That's been my overall and overarching thing. Remember, do not let the people with more money than you pounce on the plays that are on sale. Black Friday presented itself. We got into a lot of plays at a very nice discount today if you had buying power. And if you didn't, just keep holding tight. No Saint says the Dow is up 250 points. Dow Jones. Yeah, look at that. Fantastic. That's good. That's very good. Sorry about that, but I'm hoping we continue to see, you know, fantastic gains overall in the market. Guys, always zoom out. Always zoom out. I'm gonna keep saying that. Look at this. This is just the 1 year. The Dow hit 18.5K, and then it had a sharp recovery thereafter. Look at today. Huge decrease, but guess what? Sharp recovery thereafter. It's a recurring theme. Don't let the mind game get to you. Play it smart. Play it smart. Play it smart. All right, everyone. The stream was fun. I enjoyed it. It lasted a lot longer than I thought it would, but I appreciate for everybody who decided to join in and, you know, give me your perspective. Share with me your stock picks. For all the people who super chatted throughout the stock, especially on a red day like today, where it's harder to think about even, you know, putting up any change, you know, into something like this or chat. I really did appreciate everything. Try to load up on buying power. I think that's the biggest lesson that we learned this week, right? The last few weeks, is that putting money aside, having dry powder is so important, and it's going to help us, you know, ensure that we have success moving forward, because when buying opportunities present themselves, we have money on hand to pounce on those plays. So now we know Zomedica, the big things, 140, very, very good entry point, very, very strong support there. 140, 145, I think it was 144 to be exact. So if it pulls back around there again, you guys know what to do. Again, not financial advice. I'm just doing this to hopefully give you guys as much information and, you know, something for all of us to kind of look back on, to have reference points when we want to learn about how to buy or sell and where to buy or sell some of these speculative penny stocks, including Zomedica. So I can watch it back. Yeah, Jay, I got you. I'll send you the video, the from a month ago. Just message me on Discord if you don't mind. And for everybody who joined us today and tuned in, I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. I'm reading all the kind words that you guys are sharing. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, Cheryl, it has been a wild roller coasters. Slickamus, thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate your kind words. Yeah, keep pouncing, folks. Don't let the market, don't let the volatility and the red days make you hate the market, because I know a lot of people are selling out saying I'm never going to trade again. Get out of that mentality and hop in. Jay, the Discord is linked in the description of this video if you see it, and it's actually pinned. Oh, it's not pinned on the chat anymore, but it's right here. For anyone who wants to join the Discord, it's right there, free. If you want to use my Webull link to get 2 free stocks, when you just sign up, you get 2 free stocks when you sign up to Webull. It's a great platform. That's the only reason I decided to even become an affiliate when they reached out to me. I truly do believe in it. So guys, let's keep pouncing. More videos coming your way. Hopefully a Zomedica update coming later today to give people that reassurance that I've had, and to talk about how we all bought in at 140s sometime earlier in this stream. And until next time, everybody, as we always say on the channel, on the Your Pop platform,